the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, entrepreneur by night, 5-time best-selling author, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLP. Tonight we have an amazing special VIP guest by the name of Andromeda Raheem. A little bit about her. Andromeda is a powerhouse who has dedicated her life and career to empowering and uniting women. As a passionate writer, empowerment coach, girl power advocate, founder of She Wins Society, and author of She Wins, the Ultimate Guide for Women to Gain a Winning Mindset and Lead a Winning Lifestyle, and motivational speaker, Andromeda is using all of her gifts to fulfill her purpose and make a positive impact. Her works include hosting and speaking at events around the world for the purpose of empowering women to manifest the life they deserve and live up to their full potential. As she has a heart for seeing women do and be their best, she shares daily motivational messages with thousands of women on social media in an effort to encourage women to tap into their power, love themselves, and live their best life. And Andromeda has been featured in Rolling Out, The Huffington Post, Sheen Magazine, and numerous other reputable publications. Among her many accolades, Andromeda has been recognized as an ambassador of change by AOC Inc., honored at the 2018 Glitz and Girl Power Awards, and featured on the cover of the March 2018 issue of Life Coach Network magazine. Andromeda wholeheartedly believes that uplifting women will uplift the world. Welcome to the table, the amazing Andromeda Raheem.
Oh, wow, what an introduction. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I am honored to have you at the table, Andromeda. I know you're going to share a lot of wisdom and knowledge with my listeners tonight. So please tell them more about your entrepreneur journey.
Oh, goodness, you have basically said it all in a nutshell. This journey has definitely been the most rewarding of my life. I will not say that it has been easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it has been rewarding and it has been fulfilling. It's taught me a lot. It's stretched my faith a lot. It has increased my strength a lot. So I'm very blessed to be able to have found my purpose and to be walking actively in my purpose and to have people who support me to fulfill my purpose. So my entrepreneurial journey, was not something that I was looking to do. I never really said to myself, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. One thing I always said to myself, once I became an adult and really started to get into the workforce, I knew that I wanted to do something that I loved. That's what I always knew. And so I would find myself sometimes saying, dang, I wish I could find a job that would pay me to travel. I would see people around me that would be like, working in their gifts. So like my hairstylist, she did my hair for like 11 years. And one day she got her own shop, and I just was so proud to see her unlocking the door to her own dream and being able to, create her own schedule and do what she wants to do and do what she loves. And I said, I have to find out what my gift is, what my purpose is in life, and I have to do that. So just to back up a little bit, I went to school. I went to college like most people do. I got my degree in accounting. I tell people all the time that it took me 6 years to get that 4-year degree. And the reason why I tell them that is just they understand that, college is something that I do not take anything from the experience. But it took me 6 years to get that 4-year degree because I was never interested in anything that the college offered as far as majors go. So I constantly changed my major, finally settled on accounting simply because my sister had got her degree in accounting, and I was ready to finish school. And I worked for 3 years for the state of Florida, constantly changing jobs, just basically chasing the money. And so finally I had reached that salary that I just always felt like I should have that would make me the happiest. And then once I got there, I'm like, well, I'm still not happy. And so that really catapulted me into pushing myself to figure out what my purpose in life is. And just in having conversations and just actively pursuing it, praying on it, thinking about it, focusing on it, I realized that writing is my gift. That's the gift that God has given me. I've always been able to do it with ease. And so I decided to start a blog. And that's really how my journey began. I started this blog not having any idea what really would come from it. My goal was to write a book, to become an author. And so from starting this blog, I just was kind of getting my juices flowing to see what I actually wanted to write a book about. And from starting the blog, it just opened up so many doors that I never imagined would open, doors that I never even was expecting or looking to open. From my blog, I was invited to speak at events. I got my first speaking engagement from my blog. So then I started to speak, and I was like, oh, I like this. I mean, the first time I did it, it was nerve-wracking, but I accepted the invitation. I got up on the stage. My very first speaking engagement, I got a standing ovation. And so from there, I was like, okay, that's definitely something I want to continue to do. From my blog, I realized that there are a lot of other women who can relate to me. I call them my tribe. And once I realized that there were a lot of other women like me with similar thinking, I said I have to create a network for us. So that's how it became an organization. And then, like I said, backing up when I was telling you that I love to travel. So I wanted to find a job that allowed me to do that. And so now we host events and retreats in Sheba Society that allows me to travel all over and take my sisters with me. So right now I can honestly say, like, I'm absolutely walking in my purpose, and I'm just excited to see what else I will discover along the way.
I love that. I love how you definitely are walking in your passion, right? I love how you consistently give back to women. I consistently follow you on social media platforms. You're always reaching back and pulling forward and creating more room for other women at the table. So I commend you for creating that space.
Thank you. Thank you. I love it. It truly is my passion. I would not want to do anything else.
I love it. So, Andromeda, you are passionate about empowering and uniting women. So tell us more about your amazing passion.
Well, a lot of people, when it comes to them figuring out their purpose and what they're passionate about, what I've discovered is that for me, there's that quote that goes, be the change that you want to see in the world. So for me, when it comes to empowering and uniting women, that comes from a place where I have felt unsupported by women. I have felt, been in situations where there was drama and cattiness and jealousy and envy. And I remember how bad it felt. And for me, it's been a kind of a thing I've experienced my whole life. So elementary school, I was bullied. In middle school, I was kind of like the awkward girl. In high school, none of the girls really liked me because I was like the new girl there, and all the boys liked me. And there was just all these, I always just kind of had these weird interactions with females my whole life. And then going into college and adulthood, those type of things just continued to come up. And so I would always ask, like, why me? Like, why can't I have the good best friend? Why can't I have women around me who understand me, who are compassionate and thoughtful the way that I am? Why can't I do that? And so what ended up happening to me, honestly, was that I used to be I'm back to that person now, but I used to be a person who was very thoughtful, caring, giving, open to new relationships. I would be quick to call someone my friend. And because I had dealt with all these things over the years, eventually it made me hard, like a lot of women tend to get. We get hard on the exterior. We put these walls up. We don't want to deal with anybody. We say we don't deal with females. We don't deal with women. And I became that person, thinking to myself, like, okay, this is going to be safer for me to be this way, only to realize I still had that craving. I still wanted to have relationships with women. So for me, doing what I do now is basically giving in the way that I want to receive, and showing other women that we can support each other, that we can have good relationships with one another. And even when we have disagreements, even when we don't understand one another, we can still have compassion for one another. We can still show support for one another. We don't have to bash each other. We don't have to hate on each other. Even if I don't, you may not be my cup of tea. We may not have the same interests, values, likes, and things like that, but I don't have to hate you. I don't have to dislike you, and I don't have to badmouth you. So I'm just really coming from a place of trying to just, be the change I want to see in the world. I want to see more women supporting each other, and I want to show us that we are absolutely stronger together. We really struggle a lot because of the divisiveness between us. And if we could really be the kind of sisters and women that we want, our children to be, that we want future generations to see and pattern their lives after, then we could really change the world.
Yes, and I love how you said be the change you want to see, right? Be the change you want to see. And the fact that you experience those different, seasons you were able to now give back, so to prevent other women from feeling that way or going through that. And that's what it's all about,
yes.
Creating a solution to the problem, right? So I love that.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And Dorita, what are some strategies you would give to women who have confidence issues? Because I'm sure some listeners that are listening, they might have some confidence issues.
Okay. Well, I have in my life, as women, we go through different seasons of our lives. Sometimes we're feeling more confident. A lot of times in our lives we're feeling less confident. Sometimes that has to do with, weight issues. Sometimes that has to do with maybe you're dealing with a bad breakup. There's different things that go on in life that will cause you to, for your confidence to be impacted and decreased. One thing that I have found that will help you with confidence is if you really focus on yourself. So, it's important to be in the world and to give back to others and to support other people. But before you do all of that, before you stick your neck out there and you're ready to just take one for the team, make sure that you have taken the time that you need for yourself to build yourself up. Because as the saying goes, and we hear it over and over again, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give what you don't already have. So we can go out in the world and pretend to look confident. However, once we enter a space or we're in it, have an interaction that triggers those insecurities in us, then everybody else is going to see that. So it's best that you really take the time to affirm yourself on a regular basis. Learn how to love yourself through all 4 seasons. Like Beyonce says in that song, shining all 4 seasons. You want to be able to say, regardless of how much I weigh right now, regardless of, maybe my skin is not popping or glowing as much as it should be, regardless of what it is, I still love me. Self-love and confidence is an internal, inside job. No one else can give you that. If somebody goes out here, if you go out in the streets and you feel like you look your best, it doesn't matter how many people compliment you or don't compliment you. But if you're constantly seeking external validation, that means that other people are going to control how you feel on a day-to-day basis, and that is dangerous. So it's important that you really get in the mirror and you look at yourself and you pick out the beautiful things in you, and even your flaws. Learn to love those too, because your skin, what you're in, that's all you have. You can't be anybody else except for yourself. So you might as well get really good about loving yourself. No one in this world is going to love you and appreciate you as much as you love and appreciate yourself. So the better you get at that, the better you will be in the world. And so, like I said, some tips would be to affirm yourself on a daily basis. On any day when you feel like I look ugly, I'm fat, any negative thing that you find yourself saying to yourself, pull out a journal, pull out a piece of paper, and write an affirmation that's opposite of what that negative thought. So I am beautiful. I am fit. I am healthy. I am feeling good about myself. I am loving the skin I am. I am radiant and I am glowing. Those are things that you do to kind of retrain your mind, but also the power of affirmations is that if you're writing these things down, you will automatically start moving towards making decisions in your life that will allow you to have them. So if you have skin issues or if you're not happy with your weight, affirming yourself on a daily basis will encourage you to go to the gym and lose that weight that you don't like, or encourage you to go see a dermatologist or take better care of your skin or whatever it is. So whatever you don't, if there's things about yourself that you want to improve, take the time to work on them. Don't beat yourself up. And again, no matter where you are in life right now, no matter what shape you are in, learn to love yourself in every season, because with life, there are things that are going to happen, and sometimes your appearance will change. Sometimes you'll feel low about yourself, but you have to be able to innately within yourself have a confidence that no one else can disturb or mess up.
And I love everything that you said, especially the power of affirmation. It's so important that how we speak to ourselves is so important, right? And it's important because we have to make sure we're speaking positivity and manifesting the things that we want to see. And you're right, that negativity, it has to go. You have to fill yourself with positive affirmation. So I love that you said that. So, Andromeda, what is some advice you would give to women as it relates to self-care and loving themselves first? I know we just talked a little bit about that, but a lot of people, they might think that self-care is going to the nail place. But really, it's bigger than that. So let's talk more about self-care and how it's so important for us to put ourselves first, because I think a lot of us, we have so much going on, we don't put ourselves first. We put everybody else first.
Yes, we do. And I have been that person. So I know very well what will happen if you don't stop to take care of yourself. For me, that look like years of pouring into other people, giving to other people. And then when I was empty, I would have moments when I felt resentful, where I felt like, well, I'm pouring so much to other people. Why am I empty? I'm looking for other people to fill me up, and that's not anybody else's job. Once I heard somebody say, nobody told you to do all that. Like, nobody told you to do all that. Nobody's making you go out here and overextend yourself to other people. But if you choose to do that, it's not up to anybody else that you give to give back to you. So for, like, a good example of that would be if you go out here and you're feeding the homeless and you're taking care of your family and things like that. You should be doing those things out of the goodness of your heart, not because you're expecting something in return. When it comes to self-care, that's a personal process. It's all about you and the time that you decide to take for yourself. So to avoid burnout, to avoid resentment, to avoid not wanting to show up and be your best self and give what God has given you to give, you have to take time to pour into yourself. And so this year in particular, between the end of last year and this year, I have been very intentional about my self-care because what I've learned is this: your personal development, that's self-care. Anything that you do, whether it is going to the nail salon or whether it's taking time to read a book and feed your mind, whether it's praying, whether it's going somewhere that inspires you, whether it's listening to a podcast, or some kind of motivational message, whether it's writing affirmations, whether it's moisturizing your skin, taking the time to just moisturize your skin, drink water, go to the gym, take walks. Those are all things of self-care. Self-care is mind, body, and spirit. It's not just your appearance. It's not just what's going on the outside. It's every part of you. And so if you are focusing on your self-care, because, a lot of women, we feel like taking time for ourselves is selfish. So many people need us, that we don't have time to do that. But it's quite the opposite. If you take the time to pour into yourself and to focus on your personal development, everybody around you and everything that you touch will thank you for that, because you will be the best that you can be. So it's not selfish to take care of yourself. If you don't stop to take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of anybody else. So if you have a business that you're trying to run, if you have a family that you're trying to take care of, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're gonna be short on patience, you're gonna be short on energy, you're gonna be short on a lot of things that if you were taking care of yourself, you'd be operating at a fuller percentage. So when it comes to self-care, like I said, that's taking time to read, study, take some classes. A lot of women, we get stuck in life. I just was talking to a woman the other day, and she was telling me she's been working in this certain profession for years. And she maybe want to do something else. She's going through the divorce and all these different things. She's taking care of her kids. And I asked her, when's the last time you actually took time for you? And she couldn't answer that question. And so we get stuck in life. Sometimes we get stuck and settled because we haven't stopped to pour into ourselves. We haven't went out there and educated ourselves some more. Some people think that once they finish high school or college, that's when education should end. No, you should constantly be getting inspiration. You should constantly be educating yourself. You should constantly be pouring into yourself so that you can be the best that you can be and also move forward in life and live the grandest possible version of your life.
I love that. That's so important. And thank you for sharing your story about that, because a lot of us don't realize that until it's too late, right? If you get sick or if something traumatic happens, and then that's when, you sit down, right? You get your attention. But I hope every listener was listening so you can prevent that from happening, so you can start pouring into yourself and taking at least, if it's not but 5 minutes a day, out for you, right? Working out, reading, praying, do something for you.
Yes. Your health is your priority. I watch Dr. Phil all the time, and one thing that he says is that, I'm sorry, guys, if y'all can hear my dog. One thing that he says is, for mothers, like, you need to take care of your child's mother, meaning if you're not taking care of you, then you can't take care of your child. Just like, on the airplane when they say, put your mask on before you put on your child's mask or elderly person's mask or disabled person's mask, whatever. Put yours on first, because you can't save somebody else if you haven't first saved yourself. And so that's really, really important. Like, our health is everything. I tell people that I don't have a lot of fears in life, but I think my only fear would be to be a prisoner in my own body. I don't want to be sick in my body, so I have to take care of myself. I have to make sure that I'm eating right, because once you do a certain amount of damage to your body, some of it's irreversible and you can't come back. So it's like, take care of yourself now so you don't have to suffer later.
Yes, yes. So all of our listeners, definitely put your self-care first and take care of your health. That is so important. So, Andromeda, you are the CEO and founder of She Wins Society. So please tell us more about this amazing company and how we can get involved, support, and donate.
Yes. Okay. So She Wins Society is like my second baby now. Mm-hmm. So She Wins Society is a rebrand of Women by Choice. If you've been following me for a while, you know that initially I started with Women by Choice 5 years ago. And that's what I entitled my blog. So Women by Choice is really about sisterhood, about uniting and empowering women to come together in their communities. We had 6 chapters around the country and things like that. Well, this year, I just kind of had a shift in my spirit. And like I told you, I'm very purpose-driven, so anytime that I feel like God is moving me in a certain direction, I'm going to go with it. And I woke up and I said to my husband, I think I'm going to rebrand. And he looked at me like I was crazy. He said, you've been doing this for 5 years. I don't know about this. And I'm like, I'm doing it. And I started to move towards it. And once it all came together, I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I needed. So She Wins Society is an upgrade of Women by Choice. Women by Choice was very successful. She Wins Society is just an upgraded version. So it's not necessarily a new organization. It's just a rebrand. It's a facelift. When I told you when I started, I had no intention of being an entrepreneur, starting a business. So I didn't really put a whole lot of thought into the branding of it and the messaging and what I really wanted to come from what the name of the organization. So She Wins Society, as you see, my book is She Wins. That came first. And so She Wins Society is really focusing on women's personal development. So you get the sisterhood part of it where we do our events and we do our retreats, but She Wins really hones in on women's personal development. It came from a place of me recognizing that a lot of my messaging was about women supporting each other. I really tried to encourage that. A lot of the quotes that I shared was just about women understanding the power that we have when we work together. But in doing this for 5 years, I realized that there's a bigger issue than just telling women we should support each other. And it's more than me even just showing them the power that we have when we work together. I realized that the bigger issue is this. If a woman is not confident in herself, if she is not at a place in her life where she is happy with herself, happy with the direction her life is going in, it's going to be difficult for her to support other women. So I created She Wins Society to provide a place for women to work on their personal development. That way, I don't even have to tell you to support other women because you're going to naturally do it and be okay with it because you're not operating from a deficit. You're not operating from a place of lack. And so that's what She Wins Society is about. It's about cultivating a environment for women to learn, to grow, to tap into their faith, their strength, their courage, their power, their purpose. We host events and retreats every year. We have online courses that you can take as a member. They are free. We have at least 2 courses per month that you can take for free, anything from talking about finances to dressing on a budget to we just had a mental health course last week. So we have women who come and teach on our platform and help us to be better mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. We also have group success coaching that is available to our members. Every quarter we get together with a group of experts, female experts in their respective industries, and you can bring whatever your challenges are and receive advice and receive encouragement and have people pour into you. We also have I said events, I have said retreats. Oh, and then I offer one-on-one empowerment coaching as well on the platform. And I offer pick-me-up sessions. So like I was telling you earlier on, like I understand what it's like to be burnt out. I know what it's like to even have moments when you're discouraged. So, you could be the most empowered woman in the world, and you can be the most successful woman in the world as well. But we all have our moments. We all have our days when we aren't feeling as encouraged, when we need a little bit extra support. So I have these 15 and 30-minute pick-me-up sessions where I will pour into you. I will encourage you. I will remind you of your power, of your worth. Sometimes we even forget what we've accomplished. We're always just going, focus on the next thing, and we get down on ourselves because we think we're not far enough or we haven't done enough. But it's like, if you take a step back and look, like, you've done a lot. Like, look at how far you have come. And so I offer services like that. But everything about She Wins Society is really for helping women focus on the personal development. Our organization itself, our online community, we have women from all over the world who are members of our community. And in our Facebook group, we share affirmations on a weekly basis. We share what we're grateful for on a weekly basis. We share motivational quotes. We share one thing that we do, I think that is really awesome, is that we do compliments every week. So there's every Wednesday, we choose somebody, and our sisters are really good about choosing multiple people, but we choose somebody randomly and just give them a compliment, let them know that we see them, that we see this, but that they're working. And most times, all times, everybody says, thank you. It's easy to be working and doing, but sometimes you don't even see how powerful you are or how much you will inspire other people. So it's important for us to pass each other compliments. I say compliments are priceless. They cost nothing to tell another woman she's doing a great job, that you see her, that you appreciate her, that she's doing it. Sometimes we just don't realize, like, how much we are doing, how many people we are impacting. So we take the time to do that. So our community is all about sisterhood. And this weekend, actually, we are going to Dallas for our final retreat of the year. So earlier this year, we went to Miami for our spring retreat. We went to the Bahamas for our summer retreat. And this month, we are going to Dallas, Texas for our fall retreat, renting out this huge home, and we're going to have so much self-care activities and sisterhood bonding experiences, and I'm so super excited about that. So if you wanted to check out She Wins Society and see all that we have to offer, you could visit SheWinsSociety.com.
I just love everything about it. I love everything about She Wins Society. I do remember Women by Choice, Andromeda, because I remember following you a long time ago, right? And so I saw that when you rebranded. I just been, you just consistently have poured into women, have uplifted women, and created so many different opportunities and experiences for women. So for our listeners that are listening, definitely connect with She Wins Society. Andromeda is doing some amazing things, and she's really creating more space for other women at the table. So I just want to commend you again, because I just love everything that you're doing.
Thank you so, so, so much. Thank you.
And would you talk a little bit more about the membership? So are there different levels of membership to join?
Absolutely. So we have Rising Star, Glow Getter, and Gold Digger. And so the Rising Star membership, that's the highest level of a membership. With that membership, you get the most discounts. So, like I said, we host events and retreats every year, and it's beneficial to members because they get to save a lot on retreats, especially as I mentioned, our spring and fall retreats are members-only retreats. So it's all-inclusive, and it's a lot of discount. Like, you get to travel for a really low price. And so you also get discounts on everything in our shop. You get access to the free courses. You get free monthly empowerment coaching session with me every month, and several other things. But that's the highest level of membership. And then there's the Glow Getter. I would say the biggest difference with that one and the Gold Digger is that you have the access to the group success coaching that I was telling you about earlier on. You also have increased discounts. The percentage of discount that you get is larger. And then with Gold Digger, that's really for the woman that wants to come in and she wants to network with other women. She wants to be in a positive space. She wants to have access to the online classes every month, and she also gets discounts on events as well. And so that membership starts at $10 per month, which, that's like, a couple cups of coffee that you probably could definitely budget for. It's definitely budget friendly. But like I said, if you like to travel and attend events, it's definitely worth it because you get to save all year long. And the retreats are guaranteed. We always go somewhere every year. And so they go started from $10 for the Gold Digger, $27 per month for the Glow Getter, and then $99 per month for the for the Rising Star, which is a huge deal because empowerment coaching sessions with me are $99 an hour. But you actually get $99 for the entire membership, and that includes a 1-hour empowerment coaching session with me every month, which the members who are Rising Stars schedule their sessions every month.
Yes, I love it. So listeners, definitely go get involved with She Wins Society. please go get involved with Andromeda. She's doing amazing things. So definitely support her amazing organization because they are making moves and, creating the solutions and solving the problems that we need as women to uplift and empower each other. So, Andromeda, you are the author of The Ultimate Guide for Women to Gain a Winning Mindset and Lead a Winning Lifestyle. So tell us more about your amazing book and how we can support and purchase.
Yes, so she wins. You said you've been following Women by Choice for a while, so you know that I've been writing motivational quotes and sharing motivational messages for a very long time. I told you that when I first started Women by Choice, the goal was for me to write a book, to become an author. I never expected to do all that I'm doing now, but just following my purpose and just flowing with my journey, I put my book on pause. I didn't actually publish it until 3 years later. But this book is a compilation of affirmations, quotes, and lessons that I have learned along the way that have helped me on my journey. So I talk about a lot of things that help you to get in the mindset to win. One thing I tell women all the time is that if your mind isn't right, then it's going to be difficult for you to do anything. Like, a lot of people try to start with the exterior. They try to start with, with their appearance, and they even try to start with networking with other people. But the thing is that if your mind is not right, it's just going to be difficult for you to move forward because you're always going to be your own worst enemy. You're always going to be the thing that holds you back. And so I created this book to help women to overcome some of those obstacles and barriers within our minds that keep us from winning. And so, in this book, like I said, I share quotes. One of those quotes is that, reserve space in your mind for only things that make you better, happier, and wealthier. I share affirmations because I've learned just the power of how affirmations are. So one of those affirmations is, I'll just share one real quick because I have it out, is, I am a woman who is not bound by the chains of the thoughts and opinions of others. I do not need approval from others to create a life I love. I walk boldly and fiercely in my purpose. I choose to win. And throughout this book, like I said, I share my journey. I share the things that I've learned as far as like not comparing myself to other women, focusing on improving myself instead of impressing other people, learning how to be patient with my progress and trusting the process. I include self-checks so that you can actually, sit with yourself and answer a question. One of those is, are you enjoying your life or are you rushing your life? And most of the time, most of us will say we're rushing it. We're not actually taking the time to be in the moment and to enjoy what's happening around us. We're in such a rush to get to that place where we think we'll be happy, is only to get to that place and realize we still want more. And so that's when you realize it's more than just those things you think you want, or that position you think you got to have, or that acknowledgement you think you need to receive, or that award you think you need to get. It's more than that, because you'll get all those things and still be unhappy. You'll still feel like you need more. And so it's important to really tap into yourself, tap into your power, tap into your purpose, and just really enjoy your life. And so I share, like I said, my stories, and then at the book is kind of like a bonus. It's called A Woman's Guide to Turning Losses into Wins. And in that, I really have felt that important for me to share, because when we talk about winning, a lot of people, don't talk about their losses. And in the back of this book, I share, some losses that I experienced on my journey, especially, in the beginning, and they were big losses. And I wanted to share that with women so they could understand that, in the process of winning, in the process of becoming your best self and living your best life, you are going to experience struggles and setbacks and things that you feel like should make you quit. But if you choose to keep going, you will win. So it is a process of really just understand that the things that you think are losses really aren't losses. It's meant to teach you. It's meant to stretch you. It's meant to strengthen you. It's meant to push you further into your purpose and help you to become the person you were created to be. So I share that because, like I said, and especially in the world of social media, everybody's winning. Everybody's doing good. Nobody wants to talk about their losses. And I felt important for me to, as an empowerment coach and as a woman who's writing a book about winning, for you to understand that losses is a part of it. That's a part of the process. Setbacks is a part of the process to win. And so that's what She Wins is about. And you can get She Wins at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. If you order it from SheWinsSociety.com, I will sign it for you and ship it to you personally.
So definitely go support her and get this book. I loved it. I love everything about it. The affirmations, the motivation that you're talking about in the book. I just love it. So definitely get this book. It will help you get to the next level for all of our listeners. So let's support Andromeda and purchase her book. So, Andromeda, I know you build multiple tables for yourself and you continue to build them daily. So I ask all of my guests this question. How did you create your seat at the table?
Honestly, I would just have to say pursuing purpose and having faith. I can honestly say I've never been a person who has hesitated on an idea. So if I've ever felt it strongly in my spirit or I've had an idea to do something, I go for it. I don't fear failure. So I think that's one thing that keeps people from actually pursuing their purpose, operating in their gifts, creating their seats creating their own seat at their table, is because they're afraid. They're afraid of what that's going to look like in the beginning. They're afraid of other people not supporting them. They're afraid of failing. And I can say I've tried so many different things over the years. Some things worked, some things didn't. Well, I wouldn't say they didn't work. They didn't work like I expected them to. But I still learned something from the situation to make me a better woman, a better business owner, and things like that. So I would say I created my seat at the table by really just taking action. I make the choice every time when I have a good idea about something, I feel like it's going to help other people, I go ahead and do it. And I think a great way for me a great example that I can give of that is, when I first started doing retreats, my very first cruise retreat, I just put it out there. You don't ever know whenever you're hosting an event or doing anything, you really don't know for sure what kind of response that you're going to get. But I put it out there, and that was a big thing. I'm telling women I'm going to take them on a whole cruise to the Bahamas. Like, you don't know me from a can of paint. Do you trust me that I'm going to get you there, get you that, and that the experience is going to be good? But I put it out there, and I had 26 women go the first year. The second year I put it out there, there were 12 women. And I always like to share this story because, a lot of people feel like, okay, if the numbers decrease or something went different this year, that means I need to quit or it's not working. Well, no, I never did that because I believed in this retreat. And for me, when it comes to events and things like that, it doesn't matter to me whether it's one person or 100 people. I'm still going to show up and give what I said that I was going to give. So the second year we did 12 people, and we still had an awesome retreat. Anybody who was there will tell you they had a great time. The third year we had 20-something people, I can't remember. But last year we had 60, and this year we had 70. So it's like you just have to go for it. That's the best advice that I can give. Go for it. Trust yourself. Trust your gifts. God does not want you to fail. Like, that's not the goal. So if you really, truly believe, like, in your purpose and your gifts and what you're doing, just go for it. And whatever happens, don't attach yourself to the outcome so much that once you try it one time, you're ready to give up on it. No, keep doing it. Keep improving yourself. Keep working on it. Like, it will get better. You will move forward. You will grow. It will happen. And so that's how I created my seat table, by just doing it. Not waiting for permission from anybody else, but just doing what I felt like I am purposed to do and what I have the power to do. And we all have the power to do whatever we put our mind to.
And I love that you said it. Just do it. Take the risk. Jump. Do it. Right? Just do it. Because you don't know. You don't know whose life is attached to your yes. Right? So that's why it's so important for us to listen to God and move when He says move. So thank you for doing that. Thank you. And you're a prime example of how your retreat grows each year, right? And some people are afraid because they're afraid who might show up. Just do it. You got to start somewhere, and it will continue to grow. And that's for the listeners that might be afraid to take the jump.
Yes, that's the thing. A lot of people won't start. I talk to women. A lot of people won't start because they're afraid of what the beginning looks like. But you have to start somewhere. All the people that we look at and admire, Oprah, Ayala, all these huge people, Tyler Perry, like all these people are doing these amazing things right now. They started from somewhere. Tyler Perry wasn't Tyler Perry Studios overnight. Like, he had to work. Right. He started with his vision, his plays, and it grew. But again, we're afraid to look at what it looks like starting at the bottom. And I had to start at the bottom. I did. Even though I went to school with my accounting and got my accounting degree, and I built my life up and I built my career up. I bought my house and I did all these things. Once I quit my full-time job and went into full-time entrepreneurship, my life completely shifted. It was like I started all over again from scratch. And it was uncomfortable, and it was painful, and it was confusing, and sometimes it was just downright dark. But I pushed through, and now I can see the light. And we have to be willing to do that.
Yes, we do. We have to be willing to do it. So thank you for definitely shining some light on that subject, because that's so important to take that jump and just do it anyway. So what did, we all have a process, and you just talked about most of your process throughout the interview, but what did failure teach you on your journey? Because a lot of us don't like that part. People don't like the process, but the process is necessary.
Failure taught me that I can overcome a lot more than I thought I could. I think that's what failure taught me. Failure increased my faith, like, so much, because the failures that I experienced on this journey were nothing like what I experienced when I would say playing it safe. You know what I'm saying? I got up, I went to a job, they told me what to do, I did that job, I knew my paycheck was coming every 2 weeks. But once I went into a space where it's like I'm working for myself, there's nobody to hold my hand and tell me, Andromeda, get up, go to work, keep going. There's no way for me to say for certain that, I'm going to have a certain amount of money at any point in time, because, it's just different. And so by failing, by things not working out the way I thought that it would, it really strengthened my faith. It really showed me that, like, God is with me. Like, he's always with me. So just really quickly, I'll tell you guys, this is a story. When I quit my full-time job, my husband and I moved from Tallahassee to Orlando. That is what opened the door for me to quit my full-time job. I think that had I stayed in Tallahassee, Florida, I probably would have kept my job, played it safe, tried to do both, all those things. But once my husband got a job in Orlando, he gave me his blessing to quit. We did all the finances and everything. We knew that it was going to be a sacrifice. Like, okay, no, Andromeda, you can't get your nails done every 2 weeks. That $400 weave stuff that's going to have to wait. Certain things, sacrifices I had to make in order for me to pursue my purpose full time. And so my husband supported me in doing that. However, nearly a year into us living in Orlando, he got laid off from his job. So we went from one income to zero income. And so now it's really a sacrifice, we ended up having to move into a home with one of my family members, which was a really humbling experience because I had been out on my own since I was 18 years old. Having to move back with a family member was just, like, again, humbling. Our marriage kind of struggled because, when they tell you that finances is the thing that will really mess up a marriage, it's true. Like, that had us stressed out. We were stressed out, so we were stressed out with each other. But we hung on in there. And then, so the thing that really made me realize that this, because I felt like I was failing. I was saying to myself, like, I have this degree, and I had this house, and I had all these things. I built my life up only to have it crashing down, so I felt like I was failing. I felt like, well, I can't possibly be doing this, because why would God be taking me through this? Why would God take me from up here and drop me all the way down here, and I'm doing something positive? I'm encouraging other women. Why would God put me in this position? I felt away. Like, I really felt away. But something in me wouldn't let me quit. Something in me wouldn't let me go run back to my accounting job and just put my degree to work. Something made me push harder in my purpose. So I found myself at Starbucks because my family member didn't have Wi-Fi at her house. That was definitely a humbling experience as well. So now I have to get up every day and go to Starbucks, and I'm just tapping on my computer, not really knowing what's going to come out of it. So I'm building my website because I didn't have money to hire anybody. So I learned how to build a website through that process. And then I created my first online course called 30 Days to Becoming an Empowered Woman. And I remember just when I finally put it out there on social media, I remember I made like $800 in an hour. And that's when I said, God is with me. Like, all of these things happen now that I look back at the situation. I can appreciate it because I needed to be humble in that way. I needed to get to a place where I could rely only on God. God was the only one that could get me through that situation. Once I got on the upper end of that, it's like nothing after that could shake me enough to make me think I needed to go backwards. Everything that has happened, even when it hurts, even when I've experienced failures going forward, my faith is so strong now, and I trust God so much now that I'm just unshakable. Like I'm not going to go backwards. And so that's what the process of failure has taught me. Like, it's all for a reason. It's all for a reason. Everything we experience, every loss, every pain, every tear, all of it is moving us to our purpose. All of it is is pushing us to become our best selves, to recognize the strength. Because the thing is that we don't recognize our strength until after we struggle. If we didn't go through certain things, we would not move. We have to go through certain things so that we move, so that we realize our power, and so that we realize that God is with us. He does not want us to fail. He will not let us fail.
I love that, because that's so important, right? Because he will not let us fail, right? And it's all a lesson, and it's all pushing us out into our destiny. It's all, like I stated, necessary. So thank you for sharing that story and just sharing how, that it's supposed to shape us and build our character. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. We need it because we're stubborn. We would sit in a place forever, settled and unhappy, unwilling to move until God moves us.
Because he's going to get his way. That's a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yes. So, Andromeda, what did success teach you? Because you're very successful.
What did success teach me? I'm not sure I know how to answer that. I'm really not sure. Okay, success taught me that I am capable of doing whatever I put my mind to. I'll say that. Success has taught me that because I have had visions in my mind and have manifested those visions. And so without me actually doing that, I wouldn't be able to continue to create larger and larger visions. So like I said, I started maybe smaller, and then as I continue to go and I achieve these things, and I'm like, ooh, okay, I was able to do that. Let me try something bigger, and let me try something bigger, and let me take a larger risk. So I think that success has just taught me, again, that God is with me, that I am operating in my purpose, because I don't believe that I would have achieved the success that I have if I wasn't in alignment with my purpose, if I wasn't doing what God was called me to do. And so, that's what success has taught me.
Amazing. I love that. So what can we expect from you the rest of the fourth quarter? Because we're in the fourth quarter now. What can we expect from you the rest of 2019? Because I know you're going to finish strong.
Well, like I said, we have our final retreat of the year this week. I'm definitely going into planning mode for the rest of the year, planning for our 2020 retreats and events. I am thinking about hosting one more event this year, but I am still deciding. But, of course, I will definitely be sharing motivational messages on social media. We still will have online classes. I've started doing more videos now, so I'll definitely be sharing messages with everybody to encourage them and empower them. I will always be doing that. And just sharing what's coming for 2020, because a lot of great stuff is coming for 2020.
Well, I know it's going to be amazing. I know you're going to continue to do great things. So I'm going to say congratulations in advance for all the great things that you're going to do. And I can't wait to see what God is going to burst out of you the rest of the fourth quarter.
Thank you so much, Ashley.
You are welcome. So please tell our listeners how they can support you and follow you on all social media platforms.
Yes, please follow She Wins Society on Instagram. We are also on Facebook at She Wins Society as well. You can follow my personal page, Andromeda.wins on Instagram. For the last few years, I have not shared so much on my personal page, but I'm getting better because I am learning, again, the whole self-care thing we talked about. I really poured a lot into my business and didn't share, kind of forgot about me in a sense. So I'm starting to share more about my personal journey. So you can follow me at Andromeda.wins. And visit SheWinsSociety.com. It's supporting me and me continuing to pursue my purpose. I think that's the message that I want to give to women. So, if you're supporting She Wins Society anyway, whether it's purchasing merchandise, whether it is signing up for a class, whether it's joining the membership, it's really just supporting this vision that I have, supporting the purpose that I have to empower and unite women. So the more support that is received, the greater things that I am able to do for women, more seats I'm able to create, more tables I'm able to create. So, like I said, visit SheWinsSociety.com. See if there's anything there that will be beneficial to you in this season of your life, whether it's an online course or a pick-me-up session or empowerment coaching session. Whatever it is, there's definitely something there for you. So support the website, support our events that you see coming up and our retreats coming up as well.
Yes, so please support and follow her. So, and Andromeda, I am thankful to have you at the table tonight. It has been a powerful interview, and I cannot wait to invite you back to the table.
Thank you so much. I have definitely enjoyed myself, and I really appreciate you and everything that you are doing. So you keep working and winning.
I appreciate you, too, and I look forward to connecting and continuing to collaborate with you in the future.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. So I would like to give
you.
a special thanks. You are welcome. I would like to give a special thanks to Tammy Collins Marquis and John Schamberger. I would also like to give a special thanks to author Kimberly McLemore and my intern Sarah from Tennessee State University and my intern Vontaria from Winston-Salem State University. You all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.